All good? Hey. What's good? I know that guy right there. His name is Akosi. Did y'all get beat when y'all was younger? I got y'all ass like really beat, like OD. I mean, but like really, like y'all really got y'all ass beat. For the niggas that's still agreeing, I got a poem for y'all. All right. Smiles and other pronounced marks. Nina sang, "We walk away from the table when love is no longer being served. And that pain strummed from her note taught me this hurt. Each time I bring myself to sit at the table, I ask, where am I? I enunciate more now and bring dot to every eye with the kind of calm that won't make my aunt uncomfortable. My Aunt Pat has had that same table all my life. The 4 chairs around it made up of a cold, rusted iron and a memory difficult to swallow. The reason I still can't do pills. If I recall my first ass whooping correctly, I once, as a 5-year-old would, fumbled through a word that required front teeth. That. But first, ode to the belt who tells us undress when we have made a mistake, and yet would not tell us the mistake, yet would also fumble. Like a messy god with her name catching wet in between her fingers, Aunt Pat's love dragged me across her lap as a boy. Naked. I think this was when I realized I was a boy. Naked. Hands uncupping what had rendered me boy, noting it for the first time, awaiting someone else's body to make me into a boy that knew this pain. The belt said, that. Didn't I tell you the word is that? How many times I got to tell you for you to learn? Her belt once broke into my bath time. I peed myself a little while nose diving further into the playful soapy water each time the leather kissed my back. I can't recall each summer I've spent sunbathing in the sting of her, thinking I was gonna get hit, whether or not she was angry or whether or not she was there. But I do remember how often I was naked and red everywhere around me. I remember the room, its many smiling portraits in a glass cabinet. I remember how the manicure dug when trying to get me to swallow pills so damn well into my face, I don't need to recall it. Some scars always stay. As I remember the vomit, I remember unbuttoning. I remember reasons I'd make up for getting hit so fast. I was the roar of bombs, which the belt aptly renamed discipline. Some days there won't be answer to why I was beat, but I guess my body always needs one anyway. I'll return to singing Selsun blues in silence, washing soap out a dry scalp, and question marks on my skin. Pityriasis, a dermis condition I once sat with, derived from the stress of who knows if marks were made, or who made them, or if it made me. But to move on and mobilize, my grandmother says, "You look too much like her brother, that's why." My ass just says, damn. It used to say, "What can I give you for this to be over? Here, it's yours. Take it, please, here." Thanks, yo. I'm gonna just keep doing poems. All right, bet. So, word. Word, thank you. OD. I don't think there comes an inherent healing with poems or time. I was once so triggered I thought I was home. I took off my bag, my jacket, each layer off my shoulders until I had unzipped and was sitting on my own skin in the dark. So long it could have only been a chair, wherein my skin hung over the armrest for decoration, growing eyes out in silence like a passive god, and yet everything was just still here. Like my eczema, which I raked from so long, I pulled from scabs a scaffold with a bike attached, yes I did. I thumbed through all this court case, all this heartbreak, all this belt that made the brown a darker brown. I say it fertilized my flower bed on some days, knowing some days it would not. But yes, I call this whole thing a garden. This scaffold contraption with its chains and locks and chains and self. How the body clings to iron so much like how a mother does a good child after losing custody. I'd say each bike hugging a scaffold was me. And it was here I asked to be let out from me. So long in that room that in the interim a boy got his wish for death. He woke up in another mother's arms. He handed us his newest intercom eulogy. And although we know each mother wanted every moment he could have been to rupture the eardrums of a passive God, all we asked for was one moment of silence. And people are counterintuitive, but this one time I died so long that while I became a quantum thing, so broken in its compartments, light would not emit. I thought I was giving out some healing, a poem, a love, but fell instead. It kept falling until every orifice of me had shifted red and then translucent and then, woo! Let's go, poet. And then, what was his name? Whomever he was, I was then, giving empty space paradoxically warm, with a mouth so good, God undid me. And I kept going, knowing all I wanted was a whole body again. All I asked for was to be undone again. How a mother could undust their son's casket with a wail and begin to have an all right day within an archive of stillness. And still together, I am still. Thanks, y'all. All right. How many nerds we got in here? Oh, we got a good amount of nerds in here. All right, it's for the nerds. Are y'all like Pokemon fans at all? We got Pokemon fans in here? I don't know if that's enough people for me to do a Pokemon poem, though. Get free? Yes, do a Pokemon poem? Who am I really? Oh. All right. All right, bet. Okay, so I got a Pokemon poem. All right. All right. So, B, the button B has always taught me to run, right? Whether it be from a Pokemon battle or an unexpected visit from an actual bee's noise. B, run upstairs. Like I'm sure to see my father and I am not his, just mine. And my thick hair twists once in now, just now, and unraveled out. I barely care about what he thinks about my hair, the way I dress, the ones I love, the way I give love, as I barely remember my DS Lite. How it don't work no more because it nearly guillotined to divorce right after the charger had broke. I do remember Ranger, Platinum, Diamond, riddled quiet in dusted cases. Each Pokemon game and cartridge I had is all I had when my father wasn't there. So when my son reached level 100, I had made the best of the hand Oak dealt me. Red, ash, and silver all dreamt my dream for a father. And I remember how they all never spoke. And I remember whichever name you gave the boy becoming the boy's name. Silver's mom got running shoes. From Silver's dad, Silver once bumped into a cave atop a mountain and found him, Red, at its precipice, transforming just now into a Mew, with its hair returned untethered into its original form. So mindful of Mew, in fact, he did learn how to learn any move, so that perhaps one might be performed like a dance, which might serve like a mating call to summon a father who too searches for a father, remember? That conflict with Mew once led Ash's heart to petrified stone and stale air, and how Diamond should sublimate back into stale air. A Pikachu's tear once hauled Ash from his statue so well, Ash hasn't aged since, which implies Ash could die, get born again, and still have no father. We all remember waking up alone into a new mother saying not a thing has changed. Not this mountain, not the professors, not Pokemon. As fathers go unmentioned in the games until 2002, my dad and I still don't talk. I wonder how much of it has to do with our fathers. I go to capture a moment's truth and stick it in these poems. How trainers be run to catch Mewtwo with just Pokeballs. I hope Red had taken time to write this requiem for his lost dad. When that trainer Silver happened to find him praying at the mountain froth, perhaps Red caught a cold, and this poem needed to be about how cold and alone Red felt. Maybe his throat hurt too much to talk, so Red fled the fight in hopes to get a healing with his father. Maybe it was less of a B, run, more so a jump, that his father was just a sky away. I B, run upstairs, like I am sure to see my own in the sky, from the top step of mountains until I am downstairs with my single mother again. I think I got, thank you y'all. I think I got another poem. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Yeah. So, content warning real quick. Content warning, this is about to get real. It's about to be a lot. So this is a poem about assault. So do what you need to, you know? After Ricky Laurentiis. 1, before the election, after the first time it happened, my lover returned home. My memory found me. I glanced at my mail, nudged to reclaim all that gallop outside after dusk, that sound that flesh makes, like unsolicited oceans. As furled finger wasn't a trigger before. After inertia once gave me a palpable silence, I checked. My boy lamented. The memory became this bigger boy who still talks the same. I know neglect happened to us as physical trauma. I know a boy left by the one whom he loved, who loved him at first, that after they assaulted him, left him, threatened him, apologized, and assaulted him, he did not know which father left. Forgive him, Father, for whom or why he does not know. Even love might trigger the body, no longer familiar with its own, moving on its own. What he does, as he does it, might be guilt. Tell him cast his ballot for himself in this silence, so that he might know, moving on, and would love despite death. And 2, after death, can a boy reclaim its mere being? Because what was there to store from the love derived from a time which could not have begun? That which could have never happened. What happened aside from our denying of it? Which room knows this? I can only look at now. I must have dreamt boy up. I must know the one like the Prince of Peace, how they both left and left again so abruptly. Do I envy envy? It knows exactly who and what they are to forgive. And each time forgiveness required another body. And each time we took in that word, defined such that time allows you a body that is more you. Survivor at the round table of trauma. No time, if anyone. Bodies where there lives another body inside, undead, but beautiful enough to be autumn. Hand time, that handful of human, more beautiful than what sprouted our ebbing. Show me that which, for whom it would not serve as affirming of their body. God would name how so. I'm not sure if oh my God was assaulted, but it will explain why we don't talk. And I'm not sure the ballot can hold all this silence. It might leave any room with a man in it scratching at its own walls. It might drive each lever God operates insane.